Hi all, welcome back to IGNOU MBA. Today, we're going to discuss the paper for MMPH 002 December 2023, that is Human Resource Development. So, I have already uploaded the June 2023 paper for the same. Okay, hope you have just watched that video and you're back here. So, in this paper, we have 8 questions and we have to attempt any 5 questions and they are all equal marks, that is of 20 marks each. Okay, so let's see them one by one. The first question is, explain the meaning, importance and evolution of HRD. What is the meaning, importance and evolution of HRD? This question has come from Block 1, Unit 1. So in Unit 1, you can see the meaning, the importance and the evolution of HRD. Okay, so let's see the answer for that. HRD, it refers to a set of systematic and planned activities designed by an organization to provide its member with the opportunities to learn skills to meet the current and future job demands. So human resource development, it encompasses various functions like, training, development, or it can be career development, it can be performance management. All these are aimed to improve the knowledge, skills, and the abilities of employees. So that's the meaning of HRD. And you can give a definition of, Harbison and Meisel. According to him, in 1964, definition is that HRD is a process of increasing the knowledge, the skills, and the capabilities of the people in the society. Now let's see what are the importance of HRD. HRD is really important because it helps in employee development, okay? So it ensures that employees are well equipped with the latest skills and knowledge. So it, improves the productivity and the performance of the employees. Second important is that the point organizational growth. It also helps in the growth and development of the organization, since HRD contributes, its continuous learning and improvement. It fosters the culture of the organization. And we can say that it also helps in employee satisfaction, since HRD brings new opportunities for growth and development. It leads to higher job satisfaction, motivation, and retention of the employees. Also, it leads to adaptability. HRD prepares employees to adapt to changes, whether it can be technological or organizational, but the business remains agile and resilient. It also helps in the performance improvement. Structured HRD programs helps in identifying and bridging the performance gaps and then leading better individual and organizational performance. Now let's see the evolution of HRD. HRD has evolved in the 20th century. Initially, the focus was primarily on training specific job skills. But the rise of industrialization and the scientific management, it highlighted the need for skilled labor. Okay, so then post-war period, after the World War II, the emphasis shifted from, development, including management, training, and leadership development, reflecting the changing needs of a growing and more complex business environment. Then in 1970s, we can say that the term human resource development was coined and the concept expanded to include career development and organizational development. In 1980s and 1990s, we can see the integration of technology and globalization, which brought about, new challenges and opportunities in HRD. So that era, the training program became more sophisticated, incorporating multimedia and computer-based training. Next is the 21st century. The focus has shifted to strategic HRD, aligning HRD initiatives with business goals. So the rise of, e-learning, talent management and all, it have become the key components of HRD. And the recent trends, we can see that there's a growing emphasis on continuous learning, agility, and the development of a learning organization. The use of data analytics and the integration of AI and machine learning are shaping the future of HRD. So in conclusion, we can say that HRD has evolved significantly from its early focus on job-specific training to a comprehensive approach that includes all the dimensions of employee and organizational development. Now let's see the second question. Describe various components of HRD systems, citing relevant examples. So this question has come from Block 1, Unit 2, HRD systems. Components of HRD system, you can find the answer for this in this topic in this unit. So I have prepared the note for it. So you can say like, what is HRD? It refers to the systematic and planned process of enhancing the skills, the knowledge, and the capabilities of employees within an organization to improve their performance, the productivity, and effectiveness. Okay. So the components of HRD system, it encompasses various processes and practices that aim at enhancing the skills, the capabilities, and the performance of employees within an organization. And we can give the same definition of HRD over here. And then you can mention what are the key components of HRD with examples like the first key component is performance management system. It involves processes and tools to measure and manage, employees' performance. So it includes setting performance expectation, then monitoring the progress, and then providing feedback and conducting performance appraisal. For example, we can say like a retail company used a balanced scorecard approach to evaluate its employees. Okay, so managers, they can set goals for sales staff, such as achieving a certain sales target or improving customer satisfaction scores. So regular check-ins and the annual performance review, it can help to align the individual performance with the organizational objectives. Second one, the component is work plan system. So this system, it focuses on defining the roles, the responsibilities, and the tasks for employees. So it can include, developing job descriptions, setting clear objectives, and then expected outcomes and timelines for various projects. For example, we can say in a software development firm where each project, they creates, detailed work plan outlining the individual roles like, tester, the project manager, and so on. So this ensures that everyone understands this task and the project's overall timeline. Then comes the self-renewal system. This system, it encourages continuous learning and adaptation within the organization. For example, we can say that a tech company which invests in ongoing education by offering employees access to online courses or workshops or emerging technologies. So this can encourage the employees, to take a certain number of hours each month to learning new skills, and then thereby fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Career system is also one of the component of HRD system. It gives a pathway for employee growth and advancement within the organization. So it includes career planning, succession planning, and mentorship programs, and so on. So for example, we can say that the mentors, provide guidance on career development. They help the mentees to navigate the career paths and identify opportunities. In multinational corporation, we can see such examples. Reinforcement system, it includes mechanisms to recognize and reward employee performance and behavior that align with the organizational goals. For example, an advertising agency who has an employee of the month program, so where outstanding employees are recognized with a certificate or, a monetary bonus or something like that. So this can reinforce the positive behavior and motivate others to excel in their career. Development system is also another component, and it focuses on enhancing employee skills and capabilities through training and development programs. So for example, we can say like a healthcare organization, they conduct, regular training session for its staff on the latest medical practices and the technologies. So this can improve the skill and the knowledge of the employees in the organization. The culture system is another component of HRD system. It includes various beliefs and, values, behavior that define the organizational environment. For example, here it is given a startup company emphasizes a culture of innovation and collaboration by hosting, brainstorming sessions where employees from different departments, they share their ideas and they work on creative solution together. So this can build this can support the employee development also, and it enhances the organizational performance and create a positive workplace culture. The third question, describe the stages of HRD frameworks. Briefly discuss the interlinkages between HRD and outcome of the organization. So even this question has come from Block 1, Unit 3, HRD processes and methods. You can see all the three questions has come from Block 1 itself, right? So here you can find the stages of HRD framework, also the interlinkages of the HRD processes and its outcome on HRD as well as on organization. So let's see that. So the HRD framework, it consists of several stages like, identifying the organizational needs and then, designing and implementing interventions and then evaluating the effectiveness, okay? So in organizations, human resource development, it's a never-ending process, okay? Because it depends on the necessity, the nature and the size of the business, the type of work done or efforts to develop the human resource, it may differ. So the stages we can summarize like, acronym that is ADIE, which stands for assessment, design, implementation and evaluation. So what is assessment? It includes need assessment. We need to identify the gap between the current state and the desired state of employee skills, the knowledge and behavior. And then once we identify the gap, we need to, fill those gap by analyzing the gap analysis. Once the training needs are identified, gap analysis is conducted to determine the, differences between the current and desired performance level. And then organization analysis, it examines the broader organizational context to understand how organizational goals, the culture, structure, and resources influence employee performance. And the last step is task analysis and person analysis. Task analysis, it focuses on analyzing, specific job tasks or responsibilities to identify the knowledge, skills, and abilities. Whereas person analysis, it assesses individual employee competencies or the performance levels to determine the training and development needs. The second stage is design. The second stage of HRD framework is design, where once the training needs are assessed, HRD professionals, they design, training programs and interventions, and then to address the identified gaps. So the design stage, it involves developing learning objectives, then selecting the training methods, and then creating training materials and resources. And the third stage is implementation. It involves delivering the training programs and interventions designed in the previous stage. So this can include, training sessions, selecting trainings or facilitators, or then coordinating logistics. All these are included in the implementation stage. And the last stage is the fourth, evaluation. It is a final stage of the HRD framework, and it involves assessing the effectiveness and impact of the training program and interventions. So evaluation methods may include pre and post training assessments, surveys, interviews, focus groups, and so on. Now let's see the interlinkages between HRD and outcome of the organization. Here it is, raining very heavily. That's why I'm, taking this session in a loud noise, because it's very heavily raining over here. Okay, so hope you can, hear it's clear. I don't know whether it is clear or not. Okay, now let's continue the interlinkages between HRD and the outcome of the organization. So the human resource development mechanism, it creates the climate and processes for human resource development. So let's see them. So HRD climate and processes determine HRD outcomes. Also, HRD processes are numerous, but HRD outcomes are very few. So a company with knowledgeable and dedicated employees is more likely to be successful. And poor HRD outcomes are the result of a poor, a weak HRD climate, or the poor policies and the top management commitment, indicating that the organizational atmosphere and processes need to be improved. So by following this, this HRD framework, HRD professionals, they can systematically assess organizational needs, design tailored interventions, ultimately driving, employee development and organizational success. Let's see the fourth question. What are the functions of HRD for employees? Describe how the role has changed over the years. So in Block 2, Unit 4, HRD for employees, in this unit, you can find the topic for functions of HRD department for employees. So let's see what are the functions of HRD for employees and how the role has changed over the years. So HRD performs several functions for employees, like aiming to enhance their skills, their performance, and overall well-being. And over the years, the role of HRD has evolved significantly, right? Because of the changes in the business environment, or the technology and the workforce expectation. Now let's see the functions one by one. The first one we can say is the training and development is one of the most important function of HRD for employees, because HRD, they provide employees with the necessary skills and knowledge to perform their jobs effectively. For example, offering workshops on new software tools or communication skills. Then we can say career development is another, important thing that HRD provides. It assists employees in planning and managing their career paths within the organization. So this can, for example, we can say like implementing a mentorship program that pairs employees with senior leaders to guide their career growth. Performance management is another function of HRD. That is, they establish clear performance expectation, they monitor the progress, and this helps in aligning the individual performance with the organizational goals. So for example, we can say using this performance appraisal system, it evaluates or improves the employee performance. Organizational development is another function which focuses on improving the overall, development of the organization, like team building through team building activities or through fostering a positive organizational culture. Employee engagement and retention is another function in which the HRD, they develop strategies to keep employees motivated, satisfied, and committed to the organization. Succession planning is another function. It identifies and develops potential leaders within the organization to ensure a smooth transition and continuity in key positions. Compliance and legal training, that's one of the function of HRD department to the employees. They ensure that employees are aware and they comply with the legal and regulatory requirement of their of their organization. Okay, and now let's see the evolution of the HRD role. So traditional HRD role, it includes the administrative focus. It was largely administrative, focusing on basic training, record keeping, and compliance. Then came the reactive approach. The role was often reactive because it addressed the issue as they arose. It was not proactive, but it was reactive, those during the traditional HRD. Then comes the modern HRD role. In the modern role, we can see HRD is now seen as a strategic partner in achieving the business goals. It's also proactive and agile compared to the traditional way. And then it is technology integration. The use of technology in HRD has grown with e-learning platforms like HRD Analytics and digital tools has become integral parts of HRD strategies. Employee-centric. There's a stronger focus on employee well-being, engagement, and work-life balance. Also, it leads to continuous learning. lifelong learning and continuous professional development are emphasized. And then it includes diversity and inclusion, also global perspective. An organization become more global when the HRD practices have adapted to address cross-cultural training and global talent management. So we can see, for example, the evolution of HRD in the past. In the 1990s, it focused mainly on conducting annual performance reviews, by providing basic job training and ensuring compliance with labor laws. But in the present time, we can see a modern HRD department. They might implement an, integrated talent management system, which includes continuous feedback, personalized learning path using AI-driven recommendations or inclusion programs. So overall, we can say that the functions of HRD for employees have expanded and become more sophisticated, reflecting the changing needs of organization and the workforce. The fifth question, enumerate the history and need of competency mapping. So in Block 2, Unit 6, competency mapping, in this unit, you can find the topic of the history and the need for competency mapping. So let's see, the history of the competency mapping, we can say like Arya Chanakya, a well-known royal counselor and prime minister from Vedic India. He wrote the Arthashastra, which is said to be the first work on competence mapping. Okay, and then the David McClelland, an American management guru, is credited with launching the global, competence movement. So the evolution or the history of competence mapping has been very very past or very earlier. Now let's see the need for competency mapping. The strategic alignment is one of the need for competency mapping. Also improve recruitment and selection, because it enables organization to assess the competency is critical for various roles, thereby improving the accuracy of recruitment and selection processes. It also enhances performance management, since competency mapping, it facilitates clear performance expectations and evaluation criteria. It also focuses on training and development of, by identifying the gaps through mapping exercises. So this can ensure that employees receive relevant development opportunities aligned with organizational needs. Succession planning and talent management. In this, it helps grooming future leaders by ensuring they possess the necessary competencies for leadership roles. Promotion of organizational culture is another, feature of competency mapping. It promotes consistency in behavior and performance across the organization. Adaptation to change and innovation is also one of the main, feature of competency mapping, since it supports agility. Also, it adapts, identifying new competencies required for innovation, digital transformation, and evolving market demands. So in summary, we can say that competency mapping has evolved from a basic job analysis tool to a really strategic HR practice that is essential for organizational goal. Let's see the sixth question, write a comprehension on career transition and choices. So even this question has come from Block 2, Unit 7, analysis of performance and career planning. In this unit, you can find the topic for career transition and choices. So career transition and the choices, they are the pivotal moments in one's professional journey. So this transition, they can range from changing jobs within the same field or to a completely different career path altogether. So understanding and navigating this transition require careful consideration of personal aspiration, the skills, and the evolving landscape of work. So exploring the career transition, it typically arises from various factors like personal growth or dissatisfaction with the current role, or the change in industrial trends or unexpected life events. So for instance, a marketing professional, they may decide to transition into data analytics to leverage their analytical skills and capitalize on the growing demand for data-driven insights. Now let's see the factors that influence career choices. Personal values and interest, it's one of the main factors that influence career choice. The skills and competencies also influence, career choice, since it enables individuals to leverage existing competencies while acquiring new ones relevant to the desired career path. Market demand and industry trends, it allows industry or the individuals to anticipate emerging opportunities and then tailor the skills accordingly. Financial consideration is also, we can say, like it includes salary expectations or benefits and potential for career growth. So balancing financial stability with career satisfaction is often a key consideration. Also, work-life balance comes under this, since the desire for a healthy work-life balance always influence career choices. Navigating career transition, that involves strategic planning and proactive steps. So the self-assessment is one of the first step that includes that's the first step in navigating the career transition. And then comes the research and exploration. It's conducted through research, including job roles, industries, required qualification. It provides insights and alignment with the personal aspiration. Skill development is another step. It invests in continuous learning and skill development through formal education, certifications, or online courses. Networking, it builds and leverages professional networks. It also seeks guidance, consulting career counselors, mentors, or industry professionals. Taking calculated risk, it embraces calculated risk that may be necessary to seize promising opportunities. So in conclusion, we can say career transitions and choices, they are transformative in experience, but we should be careful while assessing personal aspirations, skills, or market dynamics, because individual can navigate transition effectively, capitalize on new possibilities, and then fulfill their career path aligned with their ambitions and values. Define HRD culture and climate. Write an overview on elements of HRD climate. So this question has come from Block 3, Unit 8, HRD culture and climate. In this unit, you can find the elements of HRD climate. So let's see what is HRD culture and climate. So HRD culture, it refers to the values, the beliefs, the practices within an organization that supports and promote continuous employee learning, development, and growth. Whereas HRD climate, it supports, or it includes the perception of employees about the support opportunities and the environment provided by the organization for the development. So overview of elements, let's see what are the elements of HRD climate. They can be broadly categorized like general climate, then OCTAPAC culture, and HRD mechanism. So general climate includes support for development, openness and trust, also autonomy. And OCTAPAC culture, that is openness, confrontation, trust, authenticity, proactivity, autonomy, collaboration. These are really very important when it comes to organization culture or climate. HRD mechanism is another structure, another stage that involves training and development programs, career development opportunities, the performance management system, recognition and reward system, and the feedback mechanism. These stages we have already discussed in the previous questions, right? And let's see the importance of HRD climate. A positive HRD climate is really very essential for fostering an environment that is conducive to learning, development, and overall employee satisfaction. So we can say by focusing on these elements, organization, they can create a HRD climate that promotes continuous improvement, align employees' growth with organizational goals. Okay. The last question is explain the development approach to industrial relations. So in Block 3, Unit 10, you can find the topic Development Approach to Industrial Relation. Even the same question has come in our assignment. The last question of our assignment was the same. Now let's see. So the development approach to industrial relation, it involves building competencies among stakeholders. It includes management at different hierarchical levels, unions representing workers, and government officials responsible for overseeing labor relations. Okay, so we can say let's explore this aspect in more detail. So competencies building is one of the most important thing. It involves management, the unions. The management can include different hierarchical levels, like in which they consider the conflict resolution, the negotiation, communication, and leadership. So managers, they should be equipped with the skills to effectively engage with employees, to address the grievance, and then promote a culture of fairness and respect in the workplace. Then the key government officials. The government officials is responsible for labor relations and industrial dispute resolution, which include mediation or arbitration, labor law interpretation, and policy development. Development of processes, the same OCTAPAC values which we discussed in the just question before. It's the same thing. What are the values? They are openness, confrontation, trust, authenticity, proactivity, autonomy, and collaboration, right? So the same things, I have repeated it again. So in conclusion, we can say that by focusing on competency building among key stakeholders and then developing process, aligned with the OCTAPAC values, organization, they can promote positive industrial relations, they can enhance the workplace productivity, and create an environment for mutual respect, cooperation, and growth. So hope this video is helpful for all of you. So if you found it helpful, just don't like to subscribe and then like the channel, because I'll be uploading more videos in the coming days. So all the best for your exams and do well. Thank you.